Hello, my name is Putkonen. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm talking about reality must be always real. This is a phrase that you would hear in Advaita Vedanta non-duality. Ramana Maharshi also said it at one point in one of his talks. And I know it sometimes gets confusing when people, because people will ask, what is real? What is reality? Reality is simply what is. But more specifically, it must always be when you're talking about non-duality and Advaita. It must always be. And so a gold coin is not considered real in this instance because it's not always been a gold coin. It was poured and turned into a gold coin. The gold was melded. It could have been a plate before. Who knows? Or take a wooden chair. A wooden chair hasn't always been a wooden chair. I mean, even when we talk about use, because name and form is temporary. And so we call it a chair. But somebody might actually put a planter on it and it might be a plant stand. Or somebody might use it as a table. Or put it next to the cupboards and use it as a stool. And so chair is referring to its utility. And that's not what it really is. But then even when you look at the actual wood of the chair, that's not really what it is either in terms of reality being real in a non-dual or Advaita sense, because that wood has not always been a chair. Say it's apple wood. At one time it was an apple tree. And before that, it was an apple seed. And before that, it was an apple on another tree. And so it hasn't always been as it is. And so it is not considered real or reality in a non-dual or Advaita sense. Basically, name and form, that which changes, the name and form, isn't the reality. That's mentally created. We name things. We segment and pick out patterns and call that form for as long as it lasts. But reality is the substance. And so it is always wise, if you're looking for reality, because one of the practices of Advaita and non-duality is also to differentiate or see the real versus the not real. And so what you would do is you just have to look for the substance ever deeper. If you find out or you see that it hasn't always been, it changes, you have to look for what's behind that. What has been there the entire time. This is much like how they talk about the three states of waking, dreaming, and deep dreamless sleep. Consciousness is behind these three states. There is something that's beyond or behind the three states. That's constant. It's always been there. And so that's what they're doing when they talk about reality or real. Sometimes the pointer is they're trying to have you look for the substance. What has always been. Not to say, because I'm hitting substance. You could call it energy. You can call it consciousness. I mean, if this was a dream, it would be a dream chair, and it would all be consciousness. So none of this is other than the substance. But the temporary forms, this is the superimposition. That is not real. That's a temporary structure. Because a gold coin isn't a coin. That's what we focus on. We focus on the name and form of coin and say it's a coin. But no, it's gold. That's the deeper substance. This is an analogy, of course, because even gold hasn't been gold forever. And so you're always going back to that which has always been the case. And that's the meaning behind the phrase, reality must be always real. For it to be reality, it could never have not been the case at any point. Otherwise, it's not real. And so there, in non-duality and Advaita, we're always searching and trying to see what's actually real and not be distracted or confused by the temporary forms, the names we give it, the superimposition we have. And we're just trying to see and realize what's always been here. It's not discovering something new. It's not something new. It's always been the case. It's always been here. And so it's just simply seeing that which has always been real. Anyways, if you've got any questions, comments, please post below. But until next time, thank you much.